Hello, lovelies. Welcome to, or welcome back to, the Dollhouse. I am your yarn host, Kira, and I have been MIA for quite some time. But I'm here, and I have done stuff and working on stuff, and I'm sure everybody else has gotten to this point already with the gradient yarns that came out. I am late on everything. I just saw that Bernat came out with a all-in-one granny square blanket, which I'm sure is going to go over just as well as the Red Heart all-in-one granny square, but somebody's got to like it because I keep making it. I'm weird. I like using granny square things for other stuff because you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm working on 1 cup of coffee today, so this is going to be rambly blah, blah, blah all over the place, but you're probably used to that. I did get a chance to play with my gradient yarns. I'm going to have to put a picture like over here because that one's already been given as a gift. But I got both the Premier gradient and the Mandala gradient, and they are not interchangeable. They both have really good points, and they both have a little drawbacks. So now I've been able to find gradient yarn in like fingering weight forever. Can I use fingering weight yarn? No. My hands shake too much and I cannot do that delicate of work. Now, I have worked up the mandala gradient in steel blue. These cakes are 5.29 ounces, 150 grams, 295 yards, or 270 meters of a 4. And it is a very thick, very lofty 4. Now this is 1 cake. I do have this much left that is still attached to it. But this is 1 entire cake of mandala gradient. And just a single granny stitch repetitive pattern. I just wanted to get, how much can I get out of this skein? Now that's 1 whole skein. This is going to make a shawl for like a 5-year-old. It's not very big. Now I did use a different pattern and I did use different stitches. Now this is Premier's anti-pilling gradient. This is an eggplant. Now Premier gives you 360 yards at 200 grams. So Premier's got more yarn, but it's a lot thinner. And since the Premier yarn is so much thinner, this is Spider Fibers. Fiber Spider? Fiber Spider. This is Fiber Spider's Crocus Crescent shawl. Now this is one and a half cakes, and this is one of those shawls that's meant to be longer. So right about here is where the mandala cake stops. Right in the middle of the dark is where the first mandala cake stops. So this is the eggplant shades, though for some reason it's very, very, very deep purple. It goes from a really light fig to like a really deep purple. But for some reason on cameras, it looks brown, and it's not brown. It looks brown, but it's not brown. I don't know. It still looks brown on my camera. It's eggplant. Although this does give you more yarn to work with, and this is a much less splitty yarn than the Lion Mandala. The Lion Mandala is so fluffy, and if you don't like fluffy yarns, I mean, it has a tiny bit of a haloing, not very much haloing, but it is a very lofty yarn. There's not a lot of substance to it. It's very strong, but if you pull it, it gets see how thin it can get, but it's not. It's a very lofty yarn. Now, the main problem I had, I don't mind the speckles. I do not mind. There's little lighter spots, little darker spots. I don't mind that, but I am also the weirdo that I get excited if there's a little blank spot in my yarn. If there's like a little white spot, I think that makes it like super unique. But I can see where that would be a problem if that's not the look you're going for. The only problem that I had really with the Premier gradient is that it has, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on camera. See those lighter flecks? That's the center of the yarn. That's not fuzz. Those lighter flecks are the center of the yarn. So the color itself is consistent. It's not as blotchy as the mandala cakes, but you can see that very screamingly not dyed center of the yarn. So I watched Dee from Dee's Creative Hands, and she was making 10-inch granny squares out of the Lion Mandala gradient. And I understand if you're not going for the blotchy look, that's not what you want. A lot of I haven't gotten all of the colors because I'm supposed to be on a yarn budget and it's close to the holidays. But I did manage to snag a couple different colors, a couple different gradients, and just play with them a bit. The texture on the Premier is a lot smoother than the texture on the Mandala. The Mandala feels like the original Caron cakes to me. It has that almost wool feeling, but not quite like scratchy wool, but it feels like there's wool in it. Now, these are both 100% acrylic, but this has that, it's all I can think of is original Caron cake, that it has wool in it, but it not really, but it sort of, like, it's not super scratchy, but it's not super soft either. Now the Premier cake, I would say is a lot like a thinner version of Simply Soft. It's got that, it's not quite as slippery, but it's got that like silky, slippery, just glides on the hook kind of thing. I enjoy both of them. Depending on what you're making. I made a shawl. I made a shawl and I made a divine hat out of the steel blue for my husband's co-worker's Gammy. She lives with her grandma. We try to take care of Gammy. So I'll put a picture over here somewhere probably. I tried to remake the fiber spider shawl in bamboo, and as much as I love the Lucky bamboo yarn, it's so heavy. It's so heavy. I got to like this big of a shawl and I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. So I took the Premier Gradient in hot pink, using the center for the lighter pink, and I made a little baby rumba dress. I haven't finished it. I need to put buttons on the back still, but see, you have little leggings on the baby. You put the baby in a dress. It's a little baby dress. I don't have a baby. I have cats, and I don't want to put this on a cat. So, not happening. I guess you could. But this is what happens when you have something that you don't want to take apart, but you don't know what to do with it. And you figure out something interesting. So, little rumba dress. This is my big project at the moment. I am using black tones, and I am using burgundy from the Lion Mandala set. And I am making, ignore the tails, I'm not done yet, but I am making Luke's blanket from Cinnamon Stitches. So instead of the way she did hers with a light and a dark, I did mine with both light together in the beginning. So it's going to go light and then dark and then light and then dark again. So props to Cinnamon Stitches for making this incredibly easy and for giving me a great idea of what to do with two different colors of the gradient, because this is a fantastic project and it's one that you can do while you're watching TV. It's not something that you have to, I mean, as long as you keep doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you'll be fine. I don't know where I'd be without my YouTubers. I really don't. I'm never going to be, you know, big, famous, whatever, but it's not what I'm here for. That's not what I'm here for. I started this just to, you know, have somewhere to talk and have something to do and maybe be able to help. Maybe. I try. Holidays are coming, so everybody's going crazy and rushing, and I kind of miss my mom. Oof. Family hits hard around this time. We're not doing anything great for the holidays. We're just having a quiet day in. I think my youngest has to work, but I'm not sure. I have been dealing with SIBO and trying to dodge the winter sniffles. I occasionally have started getting hiccups for a couple hours at a time, which is fun. I figure that's my involuntary ab workout. So we're trying to figure that one out too. Also, if you have not heard of them, A-Linker, I will put a link or something up here somewhere. I have a campaign going on A-Linker. Feel free to visit. But I figured I know a lot of people could be helped by using an A-Linker. It's a balance bike as opposed to using a walker or a rollator. A balance bike lets you sit or stand at eye level while you have your mobility device, while you're using your mobility device, while you're resting on your mobility device. So if you get tired and have to sit down, like if you're walking with a rollator, you have to flap the seat down and then put your butt down on the seat, then you have to look up at everybody. But on an A-Linker, you just stay at eye level. Nobody's looking down on you. You don't have to look up to anybody. You can keep conversation on an eye level. They're supposed to be very good on various terrains as well. So I have a campaign going. I think that could give back freedom for a lot of people. So check out their website. Check out everything they're doing. And I would like to say I will be back in a couple days, but the way my health goes, I will be back when I feel better and when I have something to show you. You can always feel free to email me or see my socials or leaving me a message here. I guess that's it. I am going to get another cup of coffee. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. If you don't celebrate anything, happy December, happy Yule. I'm not going to list off all the other denominational happy everything. Merry Christmas. I think that covers it. So, yeah. If you're with your family, appreciate it. If you're not with your family, then find family to be with. Nobody is alone this holiday. Nobody has to feel alone this holiday. If you ever feel that way, please reach out. You're not alone. You may be stuck somewhere and looking at the same four walls all the time, but a lot of us are. And you're not alone. Feel free to reach out to me. Email on here. Twitter. I don't do a lot of the socials anymore because social media has kind of turned into a cesspool. So, here's good. But feel free to email me. KiraCrochet@gmail.com. I'm always here. Always. I don't always have a chance to answer back right away, but I'm always here. Even if you just need an ear, I'll listen. Other than that, as always, be kind. Be kind to yourself. You matter. Especially this time of year. Be kind. You don't know what everyone's dealing with. And your bad day might be someone else's vacation. Be kind. Sprinkle kindness like seeds. It's free, and the world needs more. until next time, goodbye, lovelies.